Welcome to Still Plays Galaxy Heroes. This is Grand Arena, the final match of the first week, Season 34. And right now we are in salvage mode. Round 1 was a default loss on my end because I didn't have enough time to fully participate and clear his board, although it would have been winnable had I had the time. Round 2, I was going up against a 6 GL player, but I thought I was going to win it because his play history was pretty inconsistent and he had already attacked. And there was only a couple hours left in the round, but he showed up with around an hour remaining and cleared my board. We'll touch on it in a moment. So round 3, I need to make sure that we win this one. Going up against Nightman in round 2, you can see that's the banner count. What we had with that, what he did, which allowed him to full clear, was he set a very weak fleet defense, which gave him enough weaponry to handle my defense that I set, since he had such a strong fleet offense, which was a smart move. Otherwise, I think I would have prevented him from full clearing me, and I could have got away with it, even despite the deficit. Very smartly played by him. The GLs really wasn't the difference maker there. We did clear his board. So today, Andri, we're going to just move right into it. Looking at the speeds here. So Shock T is at 299 speed. Malik is at 300 speed. And we're just going to move right on ahead. I don't have the stuff set up. We're just going to record this. So he attacked before I did. I had just under 2 hours to play. He one-shot everything, I believe. We're just recording over the footage. We did this obviously a few days ago, and we're recording this several days after the fact. Which is why we're not showing the bracket. The bracket's gone. And the Chimera got the hold, and he had no problem with the rest of the fleets. On his defense, we got Mon Mothma, Grievous, Nute, Bossk with Zam. The Phasma there with First Order TIE Pilot. Down below, we are looking at Geos, Qui-Gon, Raddus, and Grievous. So fairly manageable stuff here. Let's get large. So, what did I choose first? Raddus? Yeah, Raddus. We'll probably stop doing this in another week or so when the Traya Omicron goes live. But for the time being, Traya is how I like to handle it. Traya is a fairly weak team to counter Raddus with. Pre-Omicron, that is. With the Omicron, it'll probably be too pricey where I'm not going to want to do this. But in the short term, I'm happy with it. Not the type of thing where I have any issues using her. It's a Gear 11, Gear 12 mix team, and taking any squad like that up against high relics that we have on Cassian and Raddus and Jin, even Biston to a certain extent, that's a favorable counter. We'll reassess things with the Traya Omi. Just you get down Nihilist to annihilate, take out Raddus, and the rest of this is easy. Take out Jin so she can't revive anyone, but from here it's already won. Really looking forward to testing out that Omi. Wish CG would have made it active before lock-in. They gave us plenty of notice of announcing the Omicron before lock-in, but we'll have to wait another week. And Biston is taking his time, but he will be down. This match, because we know I'm going to win it, because he can't full clear me, and because his defense is fairly soft, I am just going to have fun and do a bit of testing this round. Night Sisters, I like countering things with Night Sisters. They're just fun. I'd like to put on that Omicron on Asajj, but it just doesn't seem necessary, and I don't think it doesn't alter. It doesn't alter what they can do. What it would help with is eliminating some of the RNG from this match, because this can be lost with Night Sisters, especially with Cam present. If the AoE happens a little early, like I've done it before where I've stunned Anakin and prevented him from doing his AoE on the first couple moves, and then after the sacrifices being gone, then Anakin doing the AoE and taking out Daka. Which now I try to be a little bit more careful and just allow Anakin to do his AoE before we've lost some bodies. And the Ki-Adi-Mundi landing armor shreds can cause problems, and Anakin can land healing immunity, which can also mess up this counter. But I don't know, I probably have like a 85% win rate with it. I've got most of the kinks out of it. That's why you saw me focusing so much on Ki-Adi-Mundi, is just I want him stun locked, because I don't want him to land those armor shreds. And I swapped out Spirit for Talia to deal with the healing immunity, so I have at least a dispel around. So a lot of the losses that I've had with that team, I've found solutions to improve my odds, but it still happens from time to time. Grievous here. Yeah, when I see low relics like that, I just throw in my bad batch. Except for I think round one this past week, I forgot about the bad batch. And I took a bunch of nonsense when I could have just taken the bad batch in. But this is pretty much my go-to use with bad batch. I love taking a Gear 11 squad and dealing with relics. You just, right around that relic 5 zone is where they'll start losing. And I'll bring in a different counter. Like Jedi Knight Revan or whatever. Or Shock T. Shock T, though, my Shock T, though, is a low banner. Trying to think about if there's nonsense I want to talk about. The only thing I've really been doing is I fell down the rabbit hole of playing with Netflix gaming, which I had no real interest in, but I think what triggered it was the Netflix app on my phone, which sometimes I'll do the picture-in-picture and watch something while I play on my phone, which I don't know why I got into doing that. But I started doing that, but I really hate the update on Netflix now, at least on the app. The website's fine. But on the app, they now just do a single movie or show instead of a row of them. So it's very slow and hard to determine what can you actually watch on this thing. So I looked at the gaming tab, and there's a number of games on there that I wanted to play but never gave a try to. So I downloaded a few of those, like 12 minutes. I don't know if I've talked about this in a video. I've talked about this on the Discord. Like, there's certain things I'm a sucker for, like genres or tropes, that I'll just watch whatever. Zombies are one of them. I'll watch any zombie movie. I'll watch bad ones, good ones. I love zombie things. I'm still watching The Walking Dead. I don't care that it got worse. I just like zombies. Korean zombie movies and shows are fantastic. They are so good at it. But that's one of those things. Another thing is dangerous games. Love a dangerous game. Like, you can go to the Discord and see me talking about Squid Game before it was released. I saw that trailer and I was all over it. Love a deadly game. And then the other thing I'm a big sucker for is like love time loops. Any time loop. I watch them all. Palm Springs, great. The Happy Death Day, fantastic. This, what was that? Source Code, the Gyllenhaal one, fun. All sorts of that nonsense. There's another one on Netflix. I was trying to remember the name too. With I forget who was in it. It had the woman from Jessica Jones who plays I forget the character's name. Hellcat. She plays Hellcat. So Hellcat's in it. And that is a fun time loop thing. They're not great, but the game 12 minutes is a time loop game. And I'm just having a lot of enjoyment out of it. I completely forgot about it. I remember reading about it when it was initially released, but I didn't. So I wanted to I'm just talking over this stuff because most of this is just me goofing around or trying things out. Because I know Nest isn't going to work here. I did it last round. So I wanted to see if Anakin would work because Anakin will beat Crew, but I've never... not Anakin. Jedi Knight Luke. Jedi Knight Luke will beat a Crew lead team. But I was wondering, okay, can he handle that Omicron? And I decided to test it. Obviously not. Nest we did in match 1. Didn't work. This is me just wanting another data point. Does this Ami really stop Nest? Or did I just get some bad RNG? And it's not bad RNG. At least Relic 5 does not work. We are not doing that again, but now I know. And I confirmed it to my satisfaction. Because like the Phasma Ami you can beat in Territory Wars with Nest. So remembering which one does which. Don't always remember. What am I doing? I'm probably doing Hutt Cartel, yeah. This is what I've been doing lately with these guys. What I did find out is Watt. If Watt is on the team, don't do Hutt Cartel. Watt messes it up, partly because the weapons tech messes up the revive on the Chrysanthemum, and Watt has his own revive, so he can take out people who've been coming back. So all I'm doing is trying to spread around as many of these thermals, getting extra turns over to Bosch. I thought I had enough to take out Dooku. I didn't. I was trying to trigger the payout. And see, they're evading a lot. Losing Dooku like that was not ideal because we still don't have the payout active. But I've thrown a bunch of thermals on Jango. I'm just waiting for the damage immunity to come down before I can blow him up. So probably could have waited to throw those thermals on because now the thermals were gone. Yeah, we're doing alright, but yeah. And that's why you want thermals to take out Jango. He doesn't revive, and it's part of the reason why this is a successful counter, even though it's a low banner counter. At Relics, they would crush, but at Relics you're going to have Jabba most likely. So you wouldn't do it. But while you're working on Jabba, that works. Alright, we got... I was doing some Zam nonsense. I wasn't paying attention to what was going on the screen. The other... What other game was I trying out on Netflix game? There was Oxenfree, but I haven't tried that one yet. Oh, it was Kentucky Route Zero. That game is great. That was another game that I read a lot about games that are coming out. I don't always play them, but that one was on my list of games I want to play because it sounded awesome and like something I wanted to play. And the Netflix gaming gave me a reason to try it. Also, the Amazon Prime gaming, if you're a Prime member, that thing exists. I never tried it before. I still haven't tried it. But you can, they're giving away free games right now. You can just go to that and just claim the game. You don't need to install it or anything. Just all you do is you turn on the gaming portion of your Prime account, take a look at it, and you can claim some games. There's, I think on the 27th of December, there's going to be like 8 more games added to it. I think one of them is like Dishonored. The rest of them are, it's the Metal Slug games. Those games are fun. I love Metal Slug. Although when I've played Metal Slug in the past, it's been through emulators where I would have infinite lives. So playing that game without infinite lives, I don't know how that'll go. Okay, so this is worth discussing. So I was under the false impression that Sana was going to be effective up against the squad because in round 2, I took out an Iden squad, and I just assume every Iden squad has the Ami, and it didn't. So I had no problem handling an Ami-less Iden squad, but this was a mistake. With the Ami, no shot. Not doing that again. But yeah, to come up against a player who does not have the Ami on Iden, that was strange. This camera, like, I can only refocus it if I deactivate it and turn it back on. And we'll upgrade a camera someday. Alright, so this is actually something I want to pay attention to and make sure that it worked like I planned, because my current opponent for the start of week 2 is using a team like this. And I believe this worked. I just don't recall specifically. I'm sure it worked because it left no impression on me. So Traya lead is still better than Savage lead. I don't know why you wouldn't do it. Like, Savage lead is nothing special, it's just some extra defense, and nobody's benefiting from that. Traya lead, though, is, I'm trying to remember which part. The self-dispel is on the unique, and the lead is the loss of health from all the assists. And that helps. Like, that lead messed up Wampa counter. Or using Wampa. It prevents Wampa from countering. Yeah, so we lose those other bodies. Yeah, I remember this match now. We lose those other bodies, but the reason that I bring in JTR is because she has the undispellable healing immunity, so it will nullify the effects of the Omicron. And now we can just keep her under stealth. Swolo will take all the hits, and we can take him out. Like, this is effective with any gear level of Swolo. If you have Swolo and you don't have Ray, this is what I would do with it. I think this is great. What I haven't been able to really do with it is punch up, because my other resistance characters aren't all that great. Maybe with relics on Swolo, we'll be able to punch up because he'll be able to do some damage. If you go, it can beat Bossk with Zam if Dengar's not around. Dengar messes up the stealth, so that is something to be mindful of. I learned that the hard way because I wasn't thinking about it. Here's something fresh in my mind that we can discuss. Is Henry Cavill leaving The Witcher so he can be Superman again? We get all these little announcements of Superman being back. We have Liam Hemsworth of Westworld being cast as The Witcher in what seems like a really inexplicable casting. Like, I don't think that's right. Like, Henry Cavill, he made that show happen. Nobody was interested in making a show. He wanted to make The Witcher, and that's how that show got made. Like, he's a Witcher fan, and he leaves the show so that he can do Superman again. And I think they shot a cameo in like the new Aquaman or the Flash movie with him as Superman, and now he's out again. And now we neither get Cavill as Superman or Cavill as The Witcher. This is awful and hilarious. It's unfortunate. And I wanted to see Cavill as Superman more, because I think he actually was a good Superman. It's just those movies, those scripts weren't Superman, and that's not his fault. And I would have liked to see what he could do with other people in charge of DC and what was going on. Like, I think the dourness of his portrayal was Snyder and Cavill. I guess, let me think about all these roles he's had. So, Witcher, the Mission Impossible movies, Superman, and he did some weird nonsense like on Showtime, like The Tudors or something. He was in that, right? Well, I'm fairly certain I knew who he was before he was cast as Superman, or did I not? I don't remember. I don't remember anymore. I hated Man of Steel, though, just for the record. The trailer for Man of Steel, incredible. The movie, I hate. Yeah, there's just nothing to learn from this. We tried out a bunch of stuff, like the Hondo thing. My problem with Hondo right now is when I pair him with Dash and stuff, I feel like Dash is doing so much of the work that I don't feel like I'm getting much out of Hondo. And I think the way that he's supposed to work is as characters die. Maybe by not pairing him with worse characters, I'm preventing myself from learning what Hondo can really do. Something like that. It's a thought. Alright, we got Phaz here. Last team remaining. Oh, yeah. Thing is, we did this before. We did this we did this one like a month ago. Last 5v5. Really, I should have remembered it. And I think I actually did this in week 1, or round 1. Or round 2. We've done this before. And the thing is, it doesn't work. But I'm doing it anyway, apparently. Because you can just see what I have available. Like, I guess I could move my head. Well, you'll see it in a moment. Move my head out of the way. You'll see it flash on screen. Once I decide which data crown I want to use, it's just not, it doesn't really matter. I'm just looking for the secondaries more than anything. You can see we got 2 GLs, we got, I guess not there, we got Star Killer, we had all my good stuff. But I don't want to use the good stuff. Alright, we'll be able to take out some of this pretty quick once I realize that going after TIE pilots waste a clock. Because Sith Trooper is making things annoying, and that taunt is going to mess up things. So I need to deal with that taunt first. And I think I've made myself aware of it by this point, but we're approaching a minute and a half into this match. And this is a Relic 3 Savage. I do want to take him higher. He deserves it. Alright. Trooper's gone. Now we don't have a taunt to mess things up. We're going to take out Phas because Phas has all that advantage synergy that can be annoying. And he's taking fewer turns, so there's less chance that he was going to recover health. Sith Trooper is now the next one with that advantage synergy. So working on eliminating him. You know what's more interesting than we're talking about is I have a basically all Gear 11 faction for First Order. I think Hutt's crew and Kylo are the only, and Sith Trooper are the only ones above Gear 11. Well, we have one relic on Kylo, and then the other three are Gear 12. And I was thinking, because I have a lot of Omicrons right now, thinking about what do I want to do, and the way I had been thinking about the First Order TIE Pilot Omni for so long was, if you have SOKR, put that Omicron on, it's great. But does it make sense for players without SOKR to consider that Omicron? And the criteria for me has always been, does it create a new team? And even at Gear 11, that's what we're going to be exploring this coming week, is how that thing does on defense. I guess we could probably pull it off for offense for a match, but I've been setting it on defense, or I want to. Because I already set First Order on defense, and I want to see if it'll get me some holds, because my First Order team is basically filler right now. It's not good. If that Ami can change it, that's valuable. So the problem is those last two with the foresights and the health steal up that Fox gets, Savage can't outpace it. What am I doing now? We're just mauling it and blowing it up. We're done. I'm done learning things and goofing off. This is just such a weak defense that its greatest value was testing things, and we're out of things to test. Like, we got through Sana, Savage, Hutt's. I'm sure I did droids and talked over it. The droids, I don't know why. It's nice that Afra's around, but those BT1 and 000 are not good with sortie. I should just gone back to the old sortie teams, because those teams were actually good. The sortie with T3M4, IG88, IPD. Who else did I throw on? Who's the? I think maybe I put on L3 or something. But there's other sortie squads that you can use that are perfectly serviceable and good. But I haven't won a single time since I started using it with BT1 and 000 with her. I'm actually glad Afra will pull them away from me, so I don't do that anymore. The problem is, who do I pair with sortie if IG88 goes over there? And potentially, because then you can look sortie, T3M4, I guess L3. I gotta think about it. We're going to get more tanks, though. Like, I want Ned B. Ned B is going to be a solid droid tank. And Kill Kestis is going to come soon. BD1 is probably going to be like a Grogu kind of character, but maybe they could find a way to do BD1. Yeah, this is just standard stuff now. Not much to discuss here. And I explain it in almost every video. Yeah, this is a weak defense. We are... Yeah. Yeah, the only thing here is you want to call out a ship on your first reinforcement. It doesn't matter in this one. This one, I believe I just ripped through this pretty quick. Yeah, he's not a player with Sith Eternal Emperor. At least I don't think he was. So they're not tanky enough to survive a lot of this. I targeted TIE Interceptor because he didn't have any buzz droids, which meant the spy assist would be more useful up against it. The other one with the buzz droids, my vulture droids could call assists on. Ravenclaw up against Finalizer, and he does have SLKR. As I recall, actually I don't even know that for certain. I think he has SLKR. Yeah, I'm sure he did. He had a relic first order. I was just trying to get rid of this tank early. We removed turn meter and got close, but then things didn't really work, so I'm bringing out Wedge to apply the buff immunities to stop the protection up and the healing immunity, and from here a lot easier to take out. But we're not doing great up against it because again it is a relic squad going up against I guess they're going up against relics, but Raven's Claw is a flawed fleet right now. It is unfinished. I'm bringing out Hondo. Hondo does pretty well when it goes second. And the cooldowns and turn order is all messed up. I was considering doing my match right now, but I think I'm just going to go to bed. And we'll record during my day tomorrow. Which doesn't always work out. Alright, and that's match. We get the full clear, secure the win. Learned a couple things, not really that much. There's a lot of standard stuff. And we'll wrap it up there. We had Afra is in game now. Very happy about that. I'm not sharing the lack of enthusiasm. I'm happy to get a new character and someone from the comics. And I like the potential of BT1 and 000 and to see a character utilize some of that. Although The torture mechanic on 000 is still not great in 5v5. It works, I think it'll work fine in 3v3, but I don't know. The torture expires so quickly that I think it's tough to get the full effect from it, except in 3v3 because it lasts for 2 turns. But maybe with the extra speed that Afra gives, it'll address that. But we'll wrap it up there. Be safe, everyone. Be excellent to each other. This is still Plays Galaxy of Heroes.